if you're a Bravoholic and you can't get enough of the drama, we have a special treat for you today. Watch What Crappens live podcast host Mandelker and Ronnie Karam are here so we can take a deep dive into everything from Scandival, which I'm obsessed with. It's embarrassing, constantly like refreshing my feed.
Guilty.
And the Housewife tea. But first, I just want to point out that we've lost Tori and Al because they don't watch. So they're in like the shame corner. The shame. Yeah, shame. Shame. Okay, good. Thank you for joining us and shaming them.
You guys watch Bravo while you're over there.
Yeah, exactly. Don't get caught up. There's too much to get caught up on. So we got to talk Scandival. What are you thinking? What do you think is going to happen in the reunion? Do you have any inside scoop that you can give us?
Inside scoop, nobody saw this coming, okay? There is no one. There's going to be a lot of young-ish people sobbing, okay? That's what's going to happen. And I can't wait. I can't wait for it.
What do you really quickly think about Ariana? Okay, so Raquel was caught by TMZ saying that she tried to reach out and apologize to Ariana. Do you believe that her apologies is sincere?
Definitely not. I mean, how could it possibly be sincere? We saw her on the show last night, literally calling Lala a mistress bimbo while she is actively a mistress bimbo herself secretly.
Ooh.
So I don't think anything genuine is coming out of her mouth.
Projection.
She's sorry she got caught. Listen, I would be sorry too if you caught me and I got yelled at by everybody. What do you say? I'm sorry. You know, like if you get in a car crash, even if you didn't like the car in front of you, you still say you're sorry.
But it's weird because we're going through this in real time while the show is playing out in TV time. The show's not caught up. And actually on the show last night, like we were saying, Ariana actually stuck up for Raquel at one point. Who do you think's to blame in this whole situation in your guys' mind? Tom, Raquel?
100%
Tom.
No, Raquel?
Well,
no, Raquel's to blame too. But
she gets
like
some, but like 60-40 Tom maybe. You know,
70-30.
Tom is the one who's actually in the committed relationship, who's going around being like, dude, you're gonna have me for the rest of your life. Dude, I'm always by your side, dude. And then he's lying. Sorry.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Sorry.
If you had a mustache, that would be perfect.
I could grow one.
If he had a porn stash and like Freddie Mercury costumes from Amazon,
Would you guys go see his show now?
Yes, hell yes, I would. I would go see his show right now. I'd cheer very loudly while I'm on Instagram Live, like, look at this idiot. I'd troll that for sure. He's giving away tickets, I heard, actually.
Is he really?
That's not a good sign.
No,
That's not a good
That's not good.
Wow.
Well, so I'm a huge fan of y'all's podcast. I listen sometimes, and this is the biggest bonus, like in my head, I'll listen before I watch the episode, which because y'all do such an amazing job recapping and getting, you know, what I'm thinking about as well. So I'm looking forward to Ultimate Girls Trip. That's coming back. Obviously, they're going to be in Thailand this time. And I'm curious about your thoughts on the Candace-Giselle situation, because obviously they filmed this before they filmed the reunion. How are you thinking this is going to play out?
Well, it's very messy. I watched it today, and it's such a good mess. It's delicious mess. It's like trying to make homemade ice cream, and then there's ice cream all over the kitchen, and you're like licking the walls. It is a delicious mess. Okay, it's so good. Candace and Giselle, but it's also Giselle being messy, and she's with Portia, and so Portia and Giselle are teaming up as mess makers with everybody.
Yeah.
It's gold.
Everything happening now between Vanderpump Rules and Girls Trip, all the timelines on Bravo are all messed up because there's stuff that's happened after and there's stuff that's happening that's airing, and we're trying to kind of like calibrate and be like, well, this is what they were feeling in 2023, but this was filmed in 2022, and it's all kind of confusing, but I think that's actually what's so cool about it right now is like knowing where things are going to head is kind of like making it like amazing.
Yeah.
It is, but I have to say, you two, people turn to you two to help break it down because it's very confusing right now. And you follow all the Bravo drama with Watch What Crappens live. So tell me this, you've shot like 2,000 episodes of your podcast. Is there any that stand out to you?
Oh my God, so.
Do you have a favorite?
We have tons of favorites, but like one thing that happened recently that was really cool is we were doing a live show and we were recapping Real Housewives of New Jersey, and while we were doing it, my cousin Melissa, who lives in New Jersey, was at a restaurant and Dolores was there, and she went up to Dolores, because she basically texted me like, oh my God, I'm at a restaurant with Dolores. So I was like, oh my God, can you like go up to her? So she went up to Dolores, she talked to Dolores, and basically Dolores FaceTimed in to our live show. It was totally unplanned. And Dolores was like, hello.
It's me. Listen, I'm here with Paulie. We're very, very happy.
What else is there to say? We're happy.
We're happy.
And
We've
it's
got a table. It's amazing.
That would be
It's
amazing.
fun.
Thank God you picked up your phone for that FaceTime.
Yeah.
Has Andy Cohen said anything about like specific episodes or YouTube that you can share with us?
We didn't really know anybody at Bravo for a very long time and assumed that they hated us. And then I think in COVID, they couldn't get people in for Watch What Happens Live, so they opened it up to Zoom, and that's how we cracked the code. And so we finally got to meet him, and he was like, I heard the impression of myself. It's pretty good. Pretty good, guys. So he liked it. It went okay.
Yeah. I was screaming for justice for Watch What Crappens that y'all didn't get a personal invite, all expenses paid to BravoCon. How was that even possible? I was at BravoCon.
We would get beat up. I mean, but we're throwing tomatoes. I don't know
But
that
it's
we'd
hilarious.
want to walk into Bravo.
Yeah, I wouldn't, it was fine. I was happy to sit on my sofa, read all the stories on Instagram, be in my underwear. Like, there's some value in that,
It looked
too.
crazy, too. People were, like, grouping up and just slamming doors, when the doors would open.
Yeah.
I'm not built for that.
There's like those viral videos of people getting onto subways in Japan sometimes. People just like shoving
It's like
in.
Black Friday at a Walmart where everybody's just trying to get in there. They're like pushing each other down in the aisles to get a TV. That's what it looked like on the internet.
So if you guys went there, which Bravo celebrity you think would hate you the most? Is there one that maybe sticks out?
I love this.
Oh, God, there's so many.
I feel like
I love that you guys just
I feel like
absorb-
Bethany wouldn't like us. I don't think Bethany even went to BravoCon, but I feel like so what? You think you're like funny or something? Like you think you like to talk about us in the air that makes you special? Huh? Guess what? I did it first, huh? I feel like that's what she would say to us.
Do it, say it, do me. Like she just. I don't think a lot of them listen. It's a long.
You don't think they're listening?
I bet they do.
I think their assistants listen, so when we talk, even if we say something in jest, they'll be like, well, these two guys, they said nah. So you never know who's coming at you for what or like what their intent would be. Because in real life, if anybody says anything in real life, we're like, we're just kidding. You're just like a cartoon. We're not cartoons. You turn on that. I turn on that Southern thing. Like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I lean into the gay
language.
thing. I do the gay thing like, girl. We're just two nice gays talking about you.
Girl, come on.
Do you guys have any dream guests? Like, who would you love to either join you in the flesh live at one of your live shows or on your podcast?
A dream guest.
No. I'm not good at what you guys do. I'm not good at interviewing and stuff like that. The people that have been on are people who are listeners, and so they kind of get it. And then they're usually the people they're really cool on their shows. So it's kind of like cool people hanging out, and like we just have a natural fun time, So we've had the dream guests, like Marge, Dorinda.
We've had a lot of.
Is someone who comes to the Crappies every year, and she's so sweet and wonderful. Tom would come sometimes, but Tom always looked kind of bored and like, why don't I have a trumpet solo? And I should have seen it then. I should have seen it.
You should have. You could have prevented all of this. How dare you?
Real quickly, for you guys, what do you feel about like Jax? He was just on Watch What Happens Live yesterday, and a couple other people got canceled for different reasons. What do you think about bringing them back to the show?
Stassi.
Well, with Jax, okay. Just because Tom Sandoval cheated does not mean that therefore Jax has like risen up and is like virtuous. He was on Watch What Happens Live saying like, oh, well, he was cheating the whole time. And Brittany's like, what? You didn't tell me that, Jax. And then he's like, well, he cheated once, but if you cheat once, it might as well be 1,000,000 times. I was like, well, that's funny because you cheated 1,000,000 times. So like, why does he, like, he just, no, absolutely not.
All right, good.
I want to see Jax back.
I think it's just, there's already enough drama, but that would really
I like
fuel
the drama.
flames.
But they don't really do anything anymore, do they? Now they just sell Nutrisystem and like try and get that mortgage paid. I don't need to see that. Messy waiters.
Yes.
Messy waiters is what I want.
Very true. Thanks again, both of you, for joining us.
you,
We
guys.
adore you too. DBL Nation, make sure to visit watchwhatcrappens.com for live tour dates tonight. They'll be right here in Denver. Plus, tune into their daily podcast. It's available on all podcast platforms.
So good.
Thank you, guys.
Both of you.
Thank you. That was fun.